Hey, Steve Gamache here for Chef Knives to Go with a quick look product review. What we've got this time is the Kotetsu Aogami our blue number 2 Tsuchime Santoku 170mm knife. The core steel on this is Aogami our blue paper number 2 reactive high carbon steel. It is again reactive, so it's not stainless. And that is sandwiched by soft stainless construction on either side, soft stainless layer with what's known as Tsuchime or hammered finish on it. And then there's some embossed kanji on the side. We'll show you a close-up of that. So it's a 3-layer construction, stainless over reactive steel. The heat treat on that is about 61, maybe 62 Rockwell for the Aogami number 2. The weight and dimensions are going to be probably pretty similar from knife to knife. This particular one is 147 grams or 5.2 ounces. And then the edge length is right about 170 from the tip to the back of the heel, or 6.7 inches. Overall length is 294 millimeters from the tip to the back of the handle. Spine thickness, these are fairly thin knives overall, but they're pretty stiff. So this, I got about 1.8 millimeters at the back on the spine, about 1.8 here, and not a lot of taper on the thickness at all until you get to the tip. So the tip is not wafer thin. It works pretty well. It's not a laser type tip, but it's a pretty sturdy tip. And then not super skinny at the edge, so just kind of a good medium performer, just good versatile performer. A little bit of meat behind the edge there. The blade height's 46.3. The handle is a partial tang Western or Yo handle. It's a black walnut type handle, and you can see nice fit and finish on that, and partial tang, so the tang does not go all the way through. What that does is keep the tang smaller and lighter, so that helps the balance point. You got 3 stainless rivets on there. The handle is very comfortable. It's a nice shape, fits the hand really well. Nice fit and finish on the handle, and in the detail areas where it counts. So again, nicely done on this handle, very comfortable. The balance point, it's going to be a little further back just because it is a Western style handle, but it's basically right in front of that handle, right about there, the balance point. So from a pinch grip, it's going to be a little handle heavy. If you racket grip, it'll be a little bit more balanced, but it just depends on what you want to do with it. Got a nice spot for, it flows perfectly into the neck here. This is called the choil back here into the neck. So you got a nice spot for your pinch grip there. So you got pretty good ground clearance for the cutting board. Not a problem. This is a nice looking blade. Let's get our beauty shot here for the video. So we have a lot going on here. We've got hammering on the sides of the blade. The Tsuchime. Sorry, I'm not pronouncing things very well today. You've got some embossed, pressed in kanji and symbols on the right side of the blade, and then you've got kind of the vertical finish here. Now I've been using this one, testing it, and this is a good example of, as you use a knife, you'll start to get a patina or oxidation on that Aogami steel, and so you'll start to see that. It looks really cool. I wanted to show you what this looks like after it gets used a little bit, and so it'll be nice and shiny like the side here when you buy it out of the box, but as you use it, this will start to darken and give a nice contrast to the rest of the blade. So it looks really, really cool. And this is a good example of how this looks as you start using it. So once you get a little oxidation on there and that protective layer going, it won't be as reactive. Not that you can leave it sit wet, but it's not going to like rust just looking at it. And you can definitely use it. Just wipe it down. Don't let it sit too long wet. When you are done with these knives, just go ahead and wash them, dry them really well, clean them up, and put them away. Make sure they're extremely dry. But that's my habit of any knife, whether it's stainless or not. So just don't let it sit wet. Take care of it as soon as you're done cutting things, and you'll be good to go. But very nice look. These are fairly stiff blades, as I mentioned. They do a nice job when you have a nice feel on the cutting board. Out of the box edge, typical 5 to 6 out of 10 on my scale, so pretty sharp out of the box. Here's what this looks like on the cutting board. So fairly curvy. It flows into the back, but it's not really a stop. It's just kind of a low belly towards the back, little belly towards the tip as I try to cut myself. So that'll rock pretty nicely. So this rocks well. I found it worked quite well on the cutting board. Not much for a chopping section, although you can do a little bit, but you can kind of see it just kind of rolls and flows through there. So you can do nice tip draws with it. Push-pull cuts, glide cuts. I'd say it's not a real good like pure chopper, but it does pretty well. So just a nice looking knife with high quality, easy to sharpen, Aogami or blue number 2 cutting edge or coarse steel. It's just a nice knife package. So this is the Kotetsu Aogami or blue number 2 Tsuchime Santoku 170mm knife from Chef Knives To Go.